The autumn air carried the scent of roasted peanuts and car exhaust through downtown Chicago. On this particular afternoon in 1973, the sidewalks buzzed with an unusual energy. Word had spread like wildfire through the neighborhood that Muhammad Ali himself was visiting Johnson's corner store, signing autographs for kids and chatting with locals. Mrs. Dorothy Williams, a 60-year-old woman with silver-streaked hair and kind eyes, hurried down the street, clutching her worn leather purse. Behind her trailed her son Marcus, 25 years old, dressed in an expensive suit that seemed oddly out of place in this working-class neighborhood. His face wore the expression of someone who'd rather be anywhere else. Before we continue, I need to ask you something. This channel only exists because of you. You are important to me. I know you value stories told with soul. If you feel something real just from this beginning, subscribe now. Seriously, it costs you nothing, but means everything to me as I create each story with love. Dorothy had saved for months to buy her grandson a real leather boxing glove that Ali might sign. She'd heard he was generous with his time, especially with children. As they approached the growing crowd outside the store, her excitement was palpable. "Marcus, baby, can you see him? Is that really him?" she whispered, standing on her tiptoes. Marcus rolled his eyes dramatically. "Mom, this is embarrassing. I have a conference call in 20 minutes. Can't you get this autograph nonsense done? Quickly?" The crowd had formed a loose circle around Ali, who stood near the store entrance. Even at 6'3", his presence seemed to fill the entire block. He wore a simple white shirt and dark pants, his face animated as he spoke with a group of teenage boys about discipline and dreams. Dorothy pushed forward gently, clutching the small boxing glove. As they got closer, Marcus's phone rang. An old rotary model that required him to step into the store to answer. "Mrs. Williams," Ali said, noticing her immediately. He had an incredible memory for faces and had met her briefly at a community event months ago. "How are you today, beautiful lady?" Dorothy's face lit up like Christmas morning. "Mr. Ali, I brought this glove for my grandson, Tommy. He's 8. And he talks about you every day. 8 years old and already knows greatness when he sees it." Ali grinned, taking the glove. As he began to sign it, Marcus emerged from the store, speaking loudly into the phone. "No, Johnson, I don't care what the client wants. This deal is beneath me," Marcus barked into the phone, his voice cutting through the murmur of the crowd. Several people turned to look. Ali's hand paused mid-signature. He glanced up at Marcus, then back to Dorothy, whose expression had shifted from joy to uncomfortable embarrassment. "Marcus, please," she whispered, tugging gently at his sleeve. "Lower your voice." Marcus pulled away sharply, causing Dorothy to stumble slightly. "Don't touch me, Mom. I'm handling business here. Some of us actually work for a living instead of chasing after celebrities." The crowd's chatter died down. Ali straightened up slowly, the boxing glove still in his hands. His eyes had changed, still friendly, but with a new intensity that those who'd faced him in the ring would recognize. "Young man," Ali said quietly, his voice carrying easily in the sudden silence. "You seem to have something to say." Marcus, emboldened by what he mistook for a challenge, stepped closer. "Yeah, I do. I don't understand why grown people waste time following boxers around like teenagers. My mother should know better at her age." Dorothy's face flushed with shame. "Marcus, that's enough." "No, Mom, it's not enough. You embarrass yourself and you embarrass me, running around the city for an autograph. What are you, 12? The crowd shifted uncomfortably. Children who had been excited to meet their hero now watched wide-eyed as drama unfolded. Ali handed the signed glove to a nearby boy and asked him to hold it safely. "Son," Ali said, stepping toward Marcus with that famous Muhammad Ali swagger, "seems like you got something confused about respect." If this story has already made you feel something, however small, don't leave without giving back. Comment and subscribe now. Marcus scoffed. Respect? I respect people who matter, people who contribute to society, not people who punch each other for entertainment. The words hung in the air like smoke. Ali's jaw tightened almost imperceptibly, but his voice remained calm. Is that what you think I do? Just punch people? Chapter 3. The Champion's Lesson. Ali looked around at the crowd, then back at Marcus. Tell me something, young man with the fancy suit. What's your mama's name? What's that got to do with anything? Humor me. What's her name? Marcus glanced around, clearly uncomfortable with the attention. Dorothy. Miss Dorothy, Ali said, turning to face her with a slight bow. Would you mind telling everyone here what you do for work? Dorothy looked confused, but answered softly. I'm a nurse at Grant Hospital, night shift in the emergency room. Ali nodded slowly. 30 years? 32, she replied, surprised he remembered. 32 years taking care of people at their worst moments, saving lives, comforting families, working nights so people like your son can sleep safe. Ali's voice carried to the edges of the crowd. And before that, I raised 3 children on my own after my husband passed. Raised 3 children alone, Ali repeated, turning back to Marcus. Put them through school, kept them fed, kept them safe. And now her son thinks she should know better than to want an autograph for her grandson? Marcus shifted uncomfortably. That's not what I said. No? Then what did you say? Ali's voice rose slightly. You said she embarrasses you, that she should know better. Tell me, son, when your mama was working double shifts to keep you clothed and fed, did she embarrass you then? The crowd was completely silent now. Even the traffic seemed to pause. When she walked you to school every morning because the neighborhood was rough, did that embarrass you? When she came to your graduation, probably the proudest woman there, did she embarrass you then too? Marcus's face had gone red. You don't understand. I understand plenty, Ali interrupted. I understand that woman right there is a queen who raised a king who forgot where his crown came from. Ali turned to address the entire crowd. Y'all want to know what real strength is? It ain't in these hands. He held up his fists. Real strength is working 32 years taking care of strangers when your own body hurts. Real strength is raising children alone when the world tells you you can't. He walked closer to Marcus, who now couldn't meet his eyes. You talk about people who matter, people who contribute. Son, your mama contributed more to this world before breakfast today than you will all week. She wanted to get her grandson an autograph because that little boy looks up to me, and you know what? He should look up to me. Not because I can fight, but because I know the difference between real strength and fake strength. Ali picked up the signed boxing glove from the boy who'd been holding it. Here's the thing about respect, young man. It ain't something you can buy with a fancy suit. It ain't something you get because you think you're important. Respect is something you give, especially to the people who gave you everything. He walked back to Dorothy, whose eyes had filled with tears. Miss Dorothy, you deserve better than this. You deserve a son who knows that the greatest victory in life is honoring the woman who made your life possible. Ali gently took Dorothy's hands and placed the signed glove in them. You tell your grandson Tommy that Muhammad Ali said his grandmother is the real champion in this family. Dorothy squeezed his hands. Thank you, she whispered. Ali turned back. To Marcus one final time. I fought some tough opponents in my career, Joe Frazier, Sonny Liston, George Foreman. But I never once disrespected the woman who brought me into this world. That woman deserves an apology, and she deserves it now. The crowd watched as Marcus stood there, his expensive suit suddenly feeling like a costume. The silence stretched on until finally, quietly, he spoke. Mom, I'm sorry. You're not embarrassing. I am. Dorothy nodded, tears flowing freely now. I just wanted Tommy to have something special. I know, Mom, I know. Ali smiled, that famous Muhammad Ali smile that could light up a room. Now that, he said to the crowd, is what I call a knockout. The crowd erupted in applause and laughter. Children rushed forward again, and Ali resumed signing autographs, making sure each child got a moment and each parent got a smile. As Dorothy and Marcus walked away together, she linked her arm through his, a gesture he didn't pull away from this time. Thanks for being patient with me, Mom, Marcus said quietly. That's what mothers do, baby. We're always here. Behind them, they could hear Ali telling the children, remember what you saw here today. The real championship isn't about who hits the hardest. It's about who loves the strongest. If you made it this far and felt every word, won't you subscribe before leaving? I tell these stories with my heart in my hands to reach people like you, who feel, who get emotional, who truly live. If this touched you for real, give back. Comment, subscribe. Come be part of this family with me until the next video.